Aquaba, and welcome to Expat Life Ghana. I'm Io, and this is Tony, and this is Luke, and this is Leo. And we're documenting our move from Texas to Ghana as we go beyond the return. In today's video, we're talking about preparing kids to move to Ghana. So let's get this video started. All right, for those of you guys who have been following us in real time, we are
40 hours away.
40 hours away. We are in a hotel. You can tell we don't have our normal background. We are in a hotel. We are completely moved out of our house. Everything has been stored, sold, or dispersed.
Given away, stolen, lost. It's not with us anymore.
It's not with us anymore. We have our 8 suitcases to move with, packed up in the corner. And we're good?
Yeah,
Are we good?
Yep.
Are you feeling good?
Just anxious, ready to go.
Everybody's feeling good?
Yep.
So we're talking about moving with kids today.
Right.
So Luke, how are you feeling about moving?
Kind of excited, kind of nervous. I don't know. It's really weird.
Well, what are you excited about? What are you looking forward to?
Mainly the food.
Still the food, only food.
Yeah, always food.
What food are you looking forward to the most?
The kebabs and buffalo.
Kebabs and buffaloes. No Kaylee Wele? No.
Not really.
What?
I would say kebabs and buffalo more.
Those are your top 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what are you nervous about or not looking forward to?
I don't know. I'm probably gonna miss my friends.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. But there's still stuff that you're looking forward to in Ghana, right? Okay.
Like a dog.
Like a what?
A dog.
A dog.
Wow. Not gonna happen, kid. Papa Ghana has a couple for you.
You promised. You said when we move, me and you would get a dog.
Did you get that in writing?
1 and 2 would get a dog.
It's at Papa Ghana's house.
Okay, we'll figure that out on the other end of this airplane ride. How are you feeling about moving?
Kind of scared.
Yeah? Why are you scared?
Because I'm going to miss home.
You're going to miss home? Aw, it's okay. We're still with you, right? Home is wherever
Home
we
is
are.
where the heart is.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, so there's the firsthand perspective from a fabulous 5-year-old and an awesome 11-year-old.
Right.
But we're going to break down some things that you can do to make sure that your kids transition easily and successfully when you decide to move overseas. So say goodbye to our special guests. Everybody wave.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Guys.
All right, so we've got 4 tips for you. If you are a parent of a school-age child who is going with you when you move abroad, we're talking specifically about moving to Ghana, but this probably works for...
Yeah, anywhere. Yeah, wherever you're going to be expatriating to.
Yeah, definitely. Well, so there's a couple things that we want you to keep in mind from the very beginning. I went to go withdraw the kids this week from school, and depending on the state that you're in, you get a different type of form to tell the school district that you're withdrawing from what your intentions are for educating your child. And that varies by state. So in Texas, they're like, okay, good luck, just check the box and best of luck to you. But in some other states, it can be a little more detailed. So just be very aware that you're gonna have to fill out a form at withdrawal, and that's gonna be something waiting for you. The other thing to think about too is that your timetable for moving might be a little different depending on the school year. So something, if you can control when the transition is, that would help. We are 2 weeks into the school year. It was like we were just kind of getting started and now we've withdrawn them and we're going to have to get started with something else. That's a little weird, but I think they'll transition okay. Yeah, they'll be good. What other tips do you have if you are getting ready? Quick tips before we get into our 4.
Prepare them for the flight trip. It's
a long flight.
It's a long flight, and the best I would recommend is to get a direct flight. That way you don't have to worry about transferring to another plane, getting off with kids. That's a big hassle.
Amsterdam was great though when we flew through Amsterdam. They have
yeah.
little sleeper rooms and all the
Yes.
stuff so that you can.
Yeah,
come over your
Amsterdam,
kids.
the airport was really high tech and
Yeah.
very, very family friendly. So
So much better than Heathrow.
oh yeah. I think the sleeping pods that they had for the families to come in were a great thing to have because we were just tired and wanted
Yeah.
to get some rest. So that over the layover helped us get some rest.
Absolutely. So pack up a really good kid bag for
Mm-hmm.
that flight and prepare them for the amount of time that they're going to have to be sitting still.
Right, yeah. Make sure you pack their favorite snacks for the flight and whatever electronics they need, a laptop or cell phone or
And now
whatever.
most, like our flight has a Wi-Fi option that you can get a Wi-Fi upgrade, and you also have USB ports and everything to charge. So that's something good to know. But make sure you check with your airline so that you know exactly what you need. You might need an extra charging pack
Right.
or auxiliary power so that you can keep charged for the entire 12 plus hour.
Right. Well, our flight, we have a direct flight and it's about 10 and a half hours. So
Well, yeah, that's from New York to there, so we still have to get to New York.
Yeah.
So it does end up being a little longer. But anyway, let's talk about the 4 steps to making sure that your kids transition well as you move overseas. And step number 1 is communication. Communication is so key. So the kids were talking about what they're a little nervous about. Does it make you feel guilty?
No, I think with the older kid, Luke, he's great at being able to find friends and make friends. So I don't worry about that so much. But Leo, being 5, usually his friends, we have to take him to places where kids his age are. So I think it might be a little more challenging for him, but he'll adjust quite well, I think. He's good
I
at it.
think so. Well, so that brings up that tip. When you talk about communication, you want to start talking with your kids early about the move that's coming up and give them an opportunity to tell you what they're excited about, what they're nervous about, so that you can kind of address those. So make sure that you're having a conversation about you thinking about moving, the upcoming move, we're getting ready to move, all of those things as in real time as it's coming up. Another thing is you really want to hear any fears that your kids have. So Luke, as outgoing as he is and makes friends so easily, he's nervous about not being able to make friends, which we think is kind of funny because
Yeah, he makes friends everywhere.
everywhere. So I don't know, but it's good that we take the time to hear him and have a conversation about any fears so that it doesn't internalize within the kids. So make sure that you're doing that. And then another good thing is to share info as much as possible. Some of you guys have reached out and you're going to move to Ghana and your kids are going with you, but they've never visited. They don't have a really good awareness of what it's like.
Right.
So you want to start talking early about
Yeah, the cultural shock,
Yes.
There's a lot of things that are in a third world country that you won't see in America, and poverty is one of the biggest things for a child to mentally prepare for. Just seeing a different level of poverty, I think is the biggest adjustment that your child may make. So just keep that in mind. Visit the country a little
all
bit,
possible.
before you make that move. Let your child ease into it a little bit if you can.
Yeah, and if you can't, try to get videos or pictures just to have conversations and make sure you're talking about that.
Right. You want to at least stay abreast with what you're going to see, the different cultures of food, the holidays, things like that. You want to get the child a little bit invested in what he's getting into.
Well, and it's good to talk about what they're excited about and what you're excited about too, so that there can be some anticipation of things to look forward to. So all of those will be part of it. But be honest with your kids.
Yeah.
Don't paint this move as rainbows and unicorns, because no move ever is, no matter where you're going to. So you want to make sure that you're preparing them for the things that you're excited about and the things that you're nervous about. So all of this is part of having really good open communication.
Yeah, and the thing I would add on that is letting them know, okay, there's not a McDonald's, but you know what? There's some other great food that you'll enjoy just as much.
There's a Burger King.
Yeah, there's a Burger King. But you want to get them ready for okay, there's not this, but there's something else. So just losing the mentality of we don't have everything accessible.
But you don't need it.
But you don't, and on that, there's other things that can take the place of those regular things that you might have.
Absolutely.
going to the gym or something like that, or the trampoline park or something.
Oh my God, that would be really. Whoever's
know.
watching who wants an investment trampoline park.
Yeah. So just those kind of things aren't as accessible, but there are other things that kids find to enjoy: going to the beach more, riding the horses at the beach, things like that. That we don't have this over there, but there's something else. So just let your kids know some things you're going to not have, but other things you aren't familiar with will be ready for you.
Yeah, so communication is super key. You want to make sure that you're not blindsiding your kids with this, that they are really having time to process with good communication. Completely agree. All right, so number 2 in this is packing. Tony has sold everything. Tony got rid of it.
Yeah.
Which is not even true, because
The
as
last
you were
thing-
going to storage, you're like,
Yeah, there's some stuff I'm like, why are we keeping this? But
don't know.
yeah.
But when you're packing your kids for a move overseas, there's a couple of things that you want to remember. There's some essentials that your kids may enjoy that you might not be able to find the exact version of overseas. So if your kids are prone to something very specific and they need it as part of just their coping or because of self-care or maintenance, you're going to want to make sure that you pack a few extra
Right.
of those. I can't think of anything that our kids need specific that we are bringing, but
No.
as a general rule,
Bring in grits. Leo eats grits.
he does have like a little lovey
taggy,
item taggy.
yeah.
So we're making sure we have one of those and a backup just in case anything happens to it. So if there's any essentials or favorite items, you're going to want to make sure that you have a set of those. You're going to want to make sure that your friends have details on how to connect with your kids have details to connect with their friends
Right.
while they're abroad. So, it's a little easier now in the day of video conferencing and video
Yeah.
chatting. Everybody's kind of familiar with this right now.
Yeah, I know Luke's friend is already inviting him next summer to visit India, and the way these guys are going to keep up is through email and Zoom, and so just to know that through the internet you're able to communicate with people.
Absolutely.
And you're able to connect and go all over the world. So don't lose those connections when you move abroad. You want your kids to keep up with their friends as they leave and to keep those connections. You never know when they'll connect again and what kind
Yeah.
of relationships can forge.
It was so crazy that one of Luke's friends was like, next summer we're going to be in India. You should come visit us. We'll go to the Taj Mahal. And I was just like,
Yeah,
what kind of...
why not?
Why not? But what kind of conversation is this for two 11-year-olds to be having? Like, oh yeah, bro, I'll see you at Taj Mahal next summer. Sounds good. It was crazy to hear that exchange. It made me laugh. And then the last thing you want to remember here in terms of packing are continuity items. There are some special things that you have in your home that have been with you for a long time that would be hard to part with because they have a sentimental value.
Right.
For us, it's our measuring ruler. So we have a roll-up measuring stick.
Yeah, for the kids to measure their heights as they grow.
Yep. So our college-age students are on there when they were just little nubbins, and Luke and Leo are on there, and you can measure yourself against your siblings, and we've always had it in the house as long as I can remember. We've been
Right,
measuring them. So it was, we kind of thought of this back when we first got it, that we made it portable. So we are rolling it up so that in our new home we can put that up and have this continuity
Right,
item.
right.
So there's some things that are in your home that
You want to
Yeah.
hold on to, and personal items you want to just keep. I can understand that.
that your kids are attached to or identify with being part of home. So definitely include maybe one or two of those types of items while you're packing. All right, so the next one is to make sure your kids get a good understanding of some of the basics. And I think of customs and, colloquialisms. That is what pops into mind for me first. Like when you're in Ghana specifically, when when you see an elder, it is your responsibility to greet them.
Right.
So, we don't have that here.
Right.
So you have to train that. You have to kind of give them...
Yeah, to greet people as they see them, and to good morning, sir, good morning, ma'am. To put that in our kids that, here in the States, we tend to be a little standoffish with our own kind. And over there, it's kind of the opposite. It's, pass somebody, you see them, greet them.
Yes.
and
And,
get your kids used to it.
and understand how we call auntie and uncle, even though someone might not actually
May
be
be
here.
related, but you give that title to them out of respect. So
Yeah.
things like that, where kids are going to find themselves in situations where they aren't used to, as far as that respect level, coming into a room and greeting the people in the room, and giving that respect, auntie, good morning, uncle, good afternoon, things
Totally.
like that.
And there's a little, there's a hierarchy of importance that other cultures have as well.
Right.
And a kid doesn't come in the room and they're the center of attention.
Yeah, kids
So-
are bottom of the totem pole.
So, if your kids have been in an environment like that for a while, it's just, there's a shift here, and it's good to start talking and preparing them earlier. And then if there's another language that your kids have to learn, it's great if you could start to expose them to that so that they have a couple of words, or start studying a little ahead of the move so they're not sideswiped by a language.
Right,
barrier.
you want to give them a little heads up on the language, learn a couple words, so they're acclimated to it, and they have a little pride. And I can say good morning to somebody, welcome them in their own language.
Yeah, definitely. And that brings us to the fourth part of moving overseas with kids, and that is to be compassionate. I know that sounds like very kumbaya, I don't know, see a therapist, light a candle. But this can be, moving is stressful.
Yes, it is.
It's like one of the most stressful things that you can do. And for kids here, where you're not shipping everything from your American home to your Ghanaian home, there is a tangible loss here. Like that. There's a tangible loss for your kids.
Yeah.
I felt bad at the garage sale because it was like
A lot of things that maybe Luke had that Leo would have grown into, we got rid of. So, yeah, in that aspect, yeah, you feel bad because you want to see your kids grow into other toys or clothes.
I mean, there was stuff that Carson had that Luke played with that then we were selling at the garage sale, and it was like, we've had this for 20
Right,
years. So yeah, that was a little.
Yeah, things like that. I know for me, I've lost some things that I'm like, man, this would be great to have later on when I get back or something. But, you don't need a whole lot.
You don't,
You really
but
don't.
you have to be compassionate because your kids are having an actual tangible loss of items here. There's also this process of saying goodbye. So you have to be very compassionate too about how your kids are going to have this closure moment where they're going to do their goodbyes. Who is it essential that they say goodbye to? Is it friends? Are there certain family members? Is it in the day of COVID, is it your Amazon delivery man that they really want to say goodbye to, they won't see for a while? So it's good to make sure that they have that opportunity so that later on they don't have this feeling of relationship loss as well because they never got this closure or never got to say goodbye. Another thing is to think about how things are going to go at arrival and how you can be compassionate at the arrival point. The travel process is kind of stressful depending on how old your kids are and how far you're going. But once you get there, your kids might be nervous. They might be anxious. They might be excited. I mean, there could be a lot of different things. So it's good to be understanding about that.
Yeah, I think arriving in Accra may be a little overwhelming for some kids if there's any dancers or music playing, anything with a lot of people. When you first walk out, the airport structure is a little different than it is in the States. So you first walk out and you see the sea of people. It could be.
No, when you first get out of the plane, it's like just hallways.
No, I mean, once you get outside, once
so
out
it's
of
very,
the airport.
like it's very not crowded.
Yeah,
And
in the airport is different, but once you get outside of the airport and you're ready for transit outside of the airport. Now, seeing that sea of people,
that is
the first time I saw it, I was like, whoa. So I know a little kid seeing that many people just looking, might be a little overwhelming. They might feel intimidated or something, but
That's like the best part. It's like a personal parade for you. You're like in the airport and there's nobody and you get your luggage and you got a lot of space and then you go out of those doors and the heat kind of hits you coming out.
Yeah, then all
and
these
then there's
people
all
are
the
there.
people.
You're like, oh. But
that's awesome.
that's something. So just prepare them that things aren't going to be the same as they would see them here. To let them know it's different, but change is good.
Yeah. And you know what? Kids are very adaptable. I mean, I think from all of the things that have happened for us, including Harvey and relocating and everything else, like the kids are probably easier at
Right.
acclimating than we are.
Yeah. I think they're over things pretty quickly, and it doesn't. They don't internalize it, I guess, as much as we may. So
Yeah.
they're over things quick. Hey, bump on their head or move to a new house. A couple days they won't remember it, so they're good.
Yeah. Well, so as you're having this last step of being compassionate, just remember your kids might be missing things, they might be missing people, they might be missing comforts of home. And so you do have to kind of be compassionate for all of this as they're making their transition. So kind of keep that in your mind as you're moving with kids. I had one more thing I wrote on the side, which is not really a tip, but I feel like is important,
Right.
which is to not commit to your home location until you know what's going to go on with a school for your kids. Do you remember the people that we talked to, and they picked out a house, they were super excited about a house, and then when they got there, they went to go get their kids in school. And like
The house is nowhere near the school.
It's nowhere near the school. Or it wasn't that far, but with traffic, it was really.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, morning traffic can be pretty busy.
Yeah. So if you have school age kids, you may want to consider school before you consider housing. And that's like for real. I don't even mean that.
Yeah,
as like
if you know the area where you want to live, go find where that school is that you want your child to go to. Then you start picking your house.
yeah, because
Kind
traffic.
of like, it's kind of like here in the States. You want to live in a good school district.
Yeah.
If you want your child to go to a specific school, find out where that school is and then see the housing that's around the school.
Yeah, totally. That's exactly. I guess it's like the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be very cautious not to find your house first, or buy land and start building, and then you realize the school, even though on a map it looks like it's only 5 miles away, takes 40 minutes, and there's no school bus that's coming to pick up your kids. So you're trying to figure out travel for that. That can be really. It can be tough. So one final tip on that one. I just want to throw that out there. Otherwise, just a reminder, communication is key. You want to make sure that you are thoughtful and considerate when you're packing, that you're getting your basics with your kids set up ahead of time, and that you're compassionate through this whole procedure, because moving can be very stressful. So that's our 4 tips.
Yeah, that's
it,
short and
right?
sweet, right? Yeah.
All right, so for those of you, again, who are watching in real time, oh my God, we are moving in 40 hours.
I know. Sunday, come on, let's get out of here, right?
Oh my gosh, so we are like exhausted, and I've not been doing my hair.
I've been changing my shirts though.
That's
One of my
good.
BLAXIT shirts.
Back to
BLAXIT, back to Africa.
I love it. So yes, we will be updating you guys next Friday, and next Friday we will be updating you from
Ghana.
So we're super excited. Drop a comment below and let us know what you want to see from us when we get to Ghana. Is there something specific that you want to see right away? I don't know. What do you think they're going to say?
Oh, I think they want to see what it takes going through the airport when we get there to go through the COVID testing.
So we'll update you guys on the process of getting through the airport and how pain-free it was, hopefully.
Yeah.
On next Friday's episode. Yay.
Right.
All right, y'all.
Before we go, I have to give a shout out to Glory Cuts, Oscar, the big man there, and Thomas getting me trimmed up, looking right.
Is that in Houston?
That's in Houston. Glory Cuts, North Houston.
All right then. Well, there you go. He's looking fly today, trying to get ready for this big old move. So
Yeah, I've been talking to them this morning for about an hour on Ghana, getting to Ghana, what they need to do to get there and everything. So Glory Cuts, North Houston, Oscar and Thomas, thanks for hooking me up.
Thanks for hooking him up.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We will see you next time.
And Charlie out. See you.
That still makes me laugh when you do it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. You guys gonna say Charlie out? Charlie out!
Charlie out!
Charlie out! I'm Io, and this is Tony, and this is Luke, and this is Leo. And we're documenting.